everyone. It's this time of week for my daily blog, or should I say weekly blog that it's turned into now. I actually missed a week last week due to being really busy and a lot of stuff going on that I didn't actually blog last week. It's now 4:15 a.m. and I'm still wide awake. I just can't sleep. It's been on and off for a few weeks now that I just really can't sleep, so I fall asleep about maybe 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm wide awake about 7 or 8 and 3 hours sleep a day, that's it. And I'm not tired. I thought I would be, but I'm not. But I think that's all part of depression, that you can't sleep and you either can't eat, or like me, you overeat, or yeah, it's just you can't stop your brain from kind of going on overload. And the one thing I've noticed this past week is I've been ultra paranoid and really sensitive. So, the slightest little thing will really tick me off and I'll feel like really hard done by, or feel sorry for myself. I'm like, why me? Why is this always happening to me? Why do I get excluded from things? And really it's no big deal, but I take it really personally. So if someone walks past me in the street, I'm like, oh, they don't care about me, they're not my friend, or they wouldn't have done that. In reality, they probably just didn't see you. So I think depression makes everything seem more bigger and more exaggerated than it probably is. I feel like I've dropped out of a lot of things in the past, couple of months since I took my overdose, and nobody's noticed. Like, I don't go to certain clubs or groups anymore. I don't go to certain classes anymore, and not one person's ever said to me, "Hey, are you alright?" or how come you don't come anymore, or would love to see you back. And that bothers me, because it just makes you feel even more worthless than you already feel. Like, you feel like a piece of shit anyway. So, you feel like, oh well, if I was to drop dead tomorrow, nobody would notice me gone, nobody would care. And that feeling like nobody cares about you is really hard to get over. During this whole kind of process, I was put on medication, very low dose of medication, and I was seeing my GP kind of once a week. I didn't see her last week because she was actually on holiday, and she did offer me to go and see someone else at the practice, but I said no. I kind of like just sticking to the one person, and they get to know you and you get to know them. And with me having this physical illness as well, that was quite important for me, because there isn't very many people with the illness that I have anyway, and with the type of stoma that I have, like urinary stoma, there isn't many people with that either. So I think there's only like 2 or 3 people in the whole of our area, which is hundreds and hundreds of miles, that have got this. So like the doctors don't really know a lot about it, and I'm educating them as much as they're kind of helping me. So yeah, I didn't go to the doctors last week, and it was alright. As I say, I had such a busy week. It was actually alright, and this week I've hit a really downer again, and I don't know why. I just feel like really low. I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. I want to end my life, but I'm too much of a coward. I don't know, like, I wouldn't throw myself in front of a train, or taking tablets doesn't work. I've tried, it doesn't work. I don't know kind of what to do about that one, but it's in my mind all the time. And I was referred for counselling, but there's months and months and months of wait, and I think that's where mental health falls down a lot. I feel like nobody's taking me seriously. Like, the person I saw when I was in hospital didn't take me seriously, and she put a referral in for me for counselling, but she didn't rush it, and so having to wait like 4 months on counselling it just tells me she didn't take my attempt of suicide very seriously. My GP hasn't rushed the appointment through, or went, hassled the team and said, why isn't this girl being seen? She needs to be seen. I'm screaming out for help. I'm really, I'm constantly saying, I'm going to hurt myself, or I'm going to kill myself, or I need help, and I'm just not getting it. Nobody's listening when I say I can't sleep. I honestly can't sleep. Nobody's ever offered me you know, a sleeping pill or even acknowledge what I've said. And I think, you know, today I went into the doctor's surgery quite anxious anyway, and then, you know, in there she kind of said to me, you know, so, you know, how are you doing? And I mean, I didn't think she was listening to a single word I said. I got that impression she just wasn't listening. You know, and a few things she said, you know, I just thought, I've told you all this before, and you just clearly don't listen then, you know. And then, you know, she said, right, well, just get your medication sent to the chemist every week and you can pick it up from there every week. And I was like, no, there's no way I'm doing that. I'm not going to stand at the drug counter every week to pick up my 7 days worth of pills like I'm some sort of drug addict, you know, that you see them all lining up in a row every day to go and drink their methadone. I'm not doing it, you know. I'm a fully grown adult. I don't need to be babied. So, and then that really annoyed me because, like, I was kind of seeing her every week and she was giving me like a prescription there and then, so I felt like she was not wanting to kind of be bothered with me anymore. And with that whole feeling of nobody cares about me anyway, that I went into kind of meltdown in a surgery, and I could feel like myself getting really angry and, you know, tears welling up in my eyes. And then, you know, she was like, so when do you want to come back and see me? 1, 2, 3 weeks? And I just thought, fuck you, you know, really, that's the attitude I had. I thought, you don't give a toss about me, you know, I'm just a patient to you, it's just your job, you don't care if I live or die, you don't care, you know. And I just felt that's how she made it clear. So I'm my own worst enemy, and I said to her, I'm not coming back to see you. If I really need you, I know where you are, but I'm not going to come back and see you. And she was like, alright, okay, if you know, want to leave it open, then, you know, come back and see us if you need us, just phone and get an appointment. I was like, okay. And she's like, but, you know, we do care about you. And I was like, yeah, right. And she's like, you know, why don't you come back and see us like before Christmas? And I said, no thanks. I'm fine, I can cope myself. And she went, well, I can't force you to come back, so take care. And that was it. I was hurt and angry because I was looking for her to say, you know, well, you know, I really don't want to leave you like this. I think we should keep an eye on you. Or, you know, I was wanting her to say to me, you know, right, I want to see you in 2 weeks' time. But she didn't. She gave me a choice. And the fact that she went, you know, do you want to see you in 1, 2, 3 weeks' time? I just thought, you don't care. And then I took the huffing attitude, and lo and behold, now I'm not going back to see her. And, you know, I was looking for something more from her that she didn't obviously give me. And she's not a mind reader, and I'm not blaming her at all, I'm really not. But I wanted her to say, actually, you know, it'd be really good to see you in a couple of weeks, you know, we want to keep an eye on you because, you know, we're concerned about you, or we care about you, or how about this or that. But she didn't. She just went, okay, take care. You know, and I just thought, I've told you everything tonight. I've told you I can't sleep, I'm suicidal, I'm stressed to the max, I've got anxiety. And the fact I'm saying, I said, nah, I won't bother coming back, and you just go, okay, take care. Where's your continuity of care for me? You know, why are you not saying to me, actually, no, I'm not, it's not good enough, I will see you in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks' time. You know, you need to come back and see us because we want to keep an eye on you. And I don't even know about medication. I don't know. I was so angry and hurt and annoyed when I came out of there that I shredded the prescription. I just shredded it and dumped it in a wall. Anybody could find that prescription if they wanted to and take it in the chemist and get 7 days worth of antidepressants, whatever they were called. You know, but I don't want them. So I thought, she's not going to help me and I can't help myself, then what's the point? You know, and I came home and I got more and more annoyed and more angry. And, you know, I was thinking, you know, sod her, who does she think she is? She doesn't give a shit about me. You know, you're just nothing to her. And, you know, she said she didn't want to see me anymore and blah, 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 blah. And in reality, you know, a few hours later, you know, I had it all planned in my head. I was going to storm up to the surgery and go, you know, it's not good enough what you've just done to me. And, you know, I was just totally and utterly overreacting. And as in reality, when you think about it, you know, she offered me the help and I said no. You know, she offered me, do you want to come back in 1, 2, 3? No, her attitude might have been a bit wrong, but I could have said, yeah, I'll come back next week and see you, and she would have been alright. Or 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time. You know, but because I took the huff, you know, at her kind of lackadaisical attitude or not caring about me attitude, then no, I've got nothing. Nothing. I don't have any counselling because I told them to shove it because they've got to wait like 4 or 5 months. I don't need it in 4 or 5 months, I need it now. So yeah, I've got no kind of GP, I've got no counselling, and being a typical Scottish redhead, I'm far, far too stubborn to back down and go back to the doctors and say, I was wrong, or I need your help, or I'd like to go back on medication, or, you know, can you refer me back to counselling? I just won't do it. I just won't do it. So, yeah, I'm my own worst enemy, and I think a lot of people with depression do become their own worst enemy. And you do misinterpret what people are saying. You know, like today is a classic example of that, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's fucked up really, you know what I mean? I don't know what to do, I don't know, you know. So I have no medication, which is fine, because I don't like taking medication anyway, but as I say, I've got no support from my GP, I've got no counselling, and I kind of done it all myself, you know, but the fact that nobody is bothered, you know, and that's a big loophole in obviously in the mental health settings, because people can also just go off the radar, especially people who have like not just depression that I have, but like severe mental health, you know, like, you know, schizophrenia or bipolar. I mean, you know, these people like me could just go, actually I'm not going to counselling, and they've, you know, got a bit annoyed at their GP's attitude, and they just disappear, you know, into the community, and that's sad that happens. There's no follow up, there's no chasing, there's no, you know, we really want to see you sort of thing, you know. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to cope. But I'm just going to take each week as it comes and you know, see what happens. And there's nothing the doctors can really do for you anyway. You have to do it yourself, you know. Just a really bad week, feeling really low. You know, I really need to sleep. I can't sleep, as I say. It's now about 4:45 in the morning. And I'm still wide awake, and yeah, so, but if anybody has depression, you know, comment below, you know, give me some feedback. You know, do you feel ultra paranoid? Do you suffer from anxiety where your heart beats so fast, like you just can't, you know, you just can't cope? You know, do you kind of suffer the same symptoms as I, where you kind of over dramatise things, or you take things literally far too seriously, or you're far too sensitive, you know, and then you end up kind of screwing yourself over really with your stubborn attitude, when you're like, well, that's fine, nobody cares about me, so, you know, sod you, because that's my biggest enemy. Me, I'm my own biggest enemy. So yeah, so I'm gonna go, but as I say, you know, please leave comments down below, or like my post, or even follow me, because I don't know if I'm doing good or bad or absolutely shit, you know. I'm just speaking from the heart of my experience with depression, and it's hard. And you know, when people say pull yourself together, that's the worst thing you can say to somebody, you know, who has depression. You know, do you not think I'd like to be back to how I was, or back to normal, you know? It might in time, you know, but I'm very angry at the world, at everything, everyone. You know, I feel like I'm a nothing, a nobody. I just don't care, I don't count. So, you know, if all you have those kind of feelings, then please, you know, let me know, because I do feel really alone. So okay, then I'll speak to you all soon. Good night.